Well, this time, revolutionizing the cloud setups, how Atlassian JSM and ITSM empowered data center customers is something that's going to be the topic of focus. May I please request Srinivas Srikanta, the digital transformation advisor at CRG Solutions, to please take charge. Let's welcome him with a good round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Please gear up. Like I said, it's a long good day. Over to you.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. So we're going to talk about the applications, the software that runs behind for you, for all of you to make use of your investments in your data center, right? So this is not going to be about hardware setup. It's going to talk about the applications they're going to use to ensure that you're going to track and ensure that they're being deployed and monitored, right? So we'll get started on this. So we are from CRG. Right, we are established we're an India-only company. We are primarily handling what we call as solutions. We don't do appliances or infrastructure selling, right? We utilize this infrastructure and then we build up our solutions on top of it. And you could therefore monitor your deployment, your provisioning, and maintain your deployment statuses and updates, incidents, and those categories. So this is a bit about us and what we do and where we are located, right? Then what we have is, let me just go back. Right, so we broadly cover three primary areas. There's analytics, data warehousing. We also are heavily invested in DevOps, right? And then we also do robotic process automation. That's our key areas and our key focus areas that we work on, right? And then of course, we also have partners for several of the leading solution providers across the globe. We work with them, right? So we also, as I said, we are a solutions partner. We do a lot of services. We also interact with our customers and customer bases on this, right? This is a wide range of portfolio that we have. We do process consulting. Sometimes we just take up and talk about your transformation. What should your journey be about? What is your investment should be all about? We also talk about, making use of the upcoming infrastructures on the cloud. Which options do you go pursue with? What should be your sizing portfolio for that? And of course, how we deploy talks about fixed costs and material and services. Right? That's about us. So I'm going to focus on this topic, which is basically aimed at, okay, you got your infrastructure, you got everything in. Now, how do you go about managing them, tracking them, and staying on top of it, right? So this is what this is going to be all about. So what we have is we have from Atlassian. We work heavily with Atlassian as a partner. And we utilize their platform for these services. So this is focused primarily on, not on building up a software product. It is how do you deploy these products, how do you deploy your services, and how to keep moving forward. And there's heavy investment we are making on the AI side. Now, it's not rockstar AI right now, but we are getting there. So let's be honest about that, right? AI is still evolving. There are still patterns and anti-patterns to be looked into, understood, and manipulated, and understood and extended, right? So what we do is within ourselves, we focus on service management for the developers because now the world is all shrinking. Now, as we do our products, we expect them to deploy it at the click of a button, right? So we focus on that, those applications and those protocols for you to move your products forward. Other one is once you deploy a product, how do you maintain your infrastructure? How do you stabilize infrastructure? And then finally, how do you start supporting this infrastructure, right? It's not just about bringing a whole bunch of appliances together. How do I put my people together? It is how do I take my appliances? How do I put my people together? How do I control, track, and manage this entire exercise, right? That is where we come in, right? So we look at this right now. What we understand in our challenges that we have seen so far is that when you have people who are working on products, deploying these products, services, whatever they have, this is what they have, right? Challenges. So as you're bringing up infrastructure also, you will also have to build in a platform or a services that will be required to do this, right? So this is the challenges. And then what we have is we have a particular solution called service management, which focuses on three areas, right? One is ensuring that every click and every activity is maintained for pushing out the business value and generating the business value for you. And then what we do is making optimum use of infrastructure, of your appliances, of your nodes, data centers and models, cloud, whatever is with the variants you're using. How do we reduce that time, that turnaround time, right? Reduce the cost of waiting on it. Other one is how do you track your infrastructure? How do you automate your responses, right? How do I quickly get an incident reported? How do I manage it? How do I articulate it to my team? How do I get it back to my developers in time? and make them respond to it. This is the platform that we work on, right? So other one is we look at the IT ops, right? Now, developers respond to it. There's going to be this, what you call this rhythm and cadence that has been established with your developers, IT ops, and also your post-support infosec teams. So there, what happens is we have found out that sometimes it gets too siloed for them to work in, and each of them is sitting in their own world. Yes, they know what is happening, but they're not able to piece the things together, draw the line, put in a flow, or and have a what you call a mechanism where they can follow up on each other on what they're doing. So it's like a relay team, right? If the baton is not passed on properly, you're not going to really get anywhere in that race. So in that case, what we do is we not only look at the developers, we also have the mechanism and the platform for helping them overcome. The most important thing that we found out is the last part, lack of data to improve the operations. How can we get them to analyze what's being deployed? How can they prepare for it? How can they go buy all the wonderful products that are being sold by several other sponsors in this very event, right? So that's one thing, right? So that's what, right? We have the infrastructure, we have it, but how do we track it? We got the applications, we got the, the monitoring systems to help you, and to get insights. When do you deploy a particular node? When you take it off commission? When do you scale? When do you descale? You never descale, but when you expand, we don't expand. So those kind of operations, those kind of insights is all being provided by the Atlassian Jira Service Management platform, right? Moving on, again, the investment on AI is, we talked about this. We brought in a new protocol or a new agents into play over here, where you can automate your responses for incidents. You don't have somebody on call or somebody getting a message overnight saying something has gone wrong. Instant, record it, capture it, and move ahead with it. Not only that, you sit to collaborate on that. It's not just a ticket lying somewhere or a case registered somewhere. How do you set up the system for ensuring that it's got the developers, IT ops, and also your provisioning engineers at that particular time, your scheduled engineers at that time, to be aware of what has to be done. That is being powered through Atlassian, and there's a lot of investment on the AI to have this, what you call, patterns recognized and creating the tickets, routing it automatically to the right persons, right team, who are on schedule to handle this, right? So this talks about the whole thing, talks about automating it. You don't have to do anything. You set up one flow, you set up one system, set up one flow for different kind of scenarios. The system will take it forward. You don't need to do any manual email-based interactions with the system. Other one is, again, one of the things we have is people traveling, people being in meetings, even here, anywhere you are. You can set up a rolling schedule. You can have people on call, responding it, and you can track and deploy these changes, or basically monitor the actions and the responses that you need to do. It's all real time. You don't have to sit aside and say, I'll do it 2 days from now, 3 days from now. Information is available, the teams are engaged, they start working on it, and you get the complete history of this, right? So moving on, if you go now to the traditional teams who have support, who do services support, you do your product supports, you do your marketing, anything that is doing support, right? We sell the product, you want to do it. This is what they typically end up facing. One is there's going to be what you call as a lot of tickets are being reported, incidents being reported for the same incident, right? Multiple occurrences of the same thing. How do we remove that? Suddenly you get a flood of emails or sort of tickets on the same incident that has happened from diverse end users. How do you mitigate that? And how do you get back to time with the customers and tell them that, we are working on it, we'll get back to you. And these are cliches, right? I mean, we keep saying, we'll get back to you in 6 hours, 4 hours, our team is on top of it. But here, using the AI, automated responses, and working on automating your, heavily investing on your automations, you can actually get work done. Not only that, you get valuable insights as to which product line, when is being deployed, what should be my ability to plan in the future. All of this is available with our systems, right? So this is what we do here. So one of the things we found with our service management module is, how do you reduce the number of tickets coming in? So we have something called as a do-it-yourself, help-yourself portal, where people can, at the time they're recording a ticket or registering a complaint or whatever it is that they're coming to you for the request for, they can make use of the AI, and that'll give them suggestions. Probably you got to do it this way. So what you're doing is reducing the volume of tickets coming in. You're picking up the tickets which are really valuable for you, where you want to invest in time, effort, and debug it. Repetitive ones, automated responses, knowledge articles, all shared with them. They can just go about solving it by themselves, right? So this is what it's saying. This is how it looks like. You go in with it, you put in a response on the system. The systems are giving you answers or suggestions, right, for XYZ you're doing. Can you, by the way, if you are able to do it, why don't you go about and solve? We have solved this for somebody else, same pattern, same symptoms. This is a solution, go ahead and do it yourself. So this kind of information and analysis will be done by the system on its own, and will keep throwing it out to the customers. All right. So as a result of this, during our search with our customers, with Gartner and everybody, which we have done is, we said by taking on the AI-powered service management results, this is a statistic we have got. We got around, these are the companies who have been using it themselves, Atlassian, and we dogfood it, right? Whatever products we sell, whatever services we absorb, we dogfood it in CRG and in Atlassian. It's not like we sell it and we use something else. No, we don't do that. We live in a conviction that we walk in the shoes of our customers, we understand what they do, and no better way than for us to dogfood it and relate to what they're explaining and what is their need, right? So what we had is, we had a cross-section of it. As I said, with Atlassian themselves, with the kind of global support, global presence they have, by using these systems, they were able to bring it down by 96% on recurring, cost in resolution of the tickets or incidents, or anything about it could be incidents, it could be problems, it could be change management, it could be basic product support, right? And then we have a company in the energy domain, which has got 23% requests were reduced, right? These are all the numbers that we have here. We'll be happy to share it when you come and talk to us in our booth. We're just outside over there, right? So this is the portfolio that we want, just to leave an example, right? It's not just one platform and just go in. It's a consolidated platform that we have. It looks at various things, right? Within this, you can engage with people in various forms, via notifications, via alerts, emails, with your end users, or whoever is the person with whom you want to work on. Then how do you execute it? What is the patterns you're going to set up? What is the flows you're going to set up? Finally, what is your analysis? What's going to be your insights on this? And how do you start preparing for your next set of implementations or experience you want to deliver to your end customers? This is it. So thank you on this.